Squeeze point hazards exist where two hard surfaces, at least one of which must be in motion, push close enough together to crush any object that may be between them. The process can be slow, as in a manually operated vise, or fast, as with a metal stamping machine. Run-in point hazards exist where two objects, at least one of which is rotating aggressively closer together. Any gap between them need not become completely closed. It need only be smaller than the object or body part logged in it. Meshing gears and belt pulleys are examples of run-in point hazards. Body parts can also be crushed in other ways. For example, a heavy object falling on a foot or a hammer hitting a finger. Braking machines used to deform engineering materials in a variety of ways can also cause breaking of bones. A break in a bone is known as a fracture. Fractures are classified as simple, compound, complete, and incomplete. A simple fracture is a break in a bone that does not pierce the skin. A compound fracture is a break that has broken through the surrounding tissue and skin. A complete fracture divides the affected bone into two or more separate pieces, and an incomplete fracture leaves the affected bone in one piece but cracked. Fractures are also classified as transverse, oblique, and comminuted. A transverse fracture is a break straight across the bone. An oblique fracture is diagonal. A commutated fracture exists when the bone is broken into a smaller number of small pieces at a point of fracture. Straining and spraining. There are a number of situations in an industrial setting when straining of muscles or spraining of ligaments is possible. A strain results in muscles overstretched or torn. A sprain is the result of torn ligaments in a joint. Strains and sprains can cause swelling and intense pain. Punching machines have sharp tools, can puncture a body part if safety precautions are not observed or if appropriate safeguards are not in place. Punching results when an object penetrates straight into the body and pulls straight out. Creating a wound in the shape of the penetrating object. The greater hazard with puncture wounds is the potential for damage in internal organs. Explain in detail about electrical exposure. Electricity, like fire, is a useful servant when it is under control. Obtaining the maximum utility or providing the necessary protection from its source of energy are the duties of electrical engineers, but certain elements of information are essential to safety specialists in order that they may understand the object and assist in making certain that the basics of control are provided and maintained. Electricity may create a hazard and be responsible for injury or damage when a person becomes part of an electrical circuit. Electric shock may be the result. Two unprotected elements of an electric circuit may are subject to overload and become hot. Fire may result if the ignition temperature of the materials adjacent to the hot surfaces is reached. Arching or sparking occurs generally due to the jumping of electricity from one conductor to another during the making and breaking of contact, as in the operating of switches or in the discharge of static electricity. Fire may occur if the arching takes place in the atmosphere that contains an explosive mixture.